All righty. Hi, everybody. Okay, so my name is Allie Phillips, and I am in your oil team, somewhere placed in your oil team. The name of my team is actually called Permastay Oils. The per in me recognizes the per in you. And I am multi-careered. I am an attorney. I'm a former prosecutor. I'm actually internationally recognized for my work in animal protection because I specialize in animal abuse cases. I have been teaching prosecutors, law enforcement, animal protection, and family violence professionals for the last, I've lost count, 15 plus years after I left the courtroom. I was even recognized in 2015 as a top defender of animals by the Animal Legal Defense Fund. I've written a couple of books. I'm a public speaker. I'm a triple master teacher energy healer, which that's interesting for my lawyer brain and my healer brain to interact on a daily basis. And I'm a young living silver going for gold right now. So that is a bit about me. And I am really going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. For those who know me, that is not easy. I am a talker. So as you know, I'm giving the FDA disclaimer. I'm not here to cure, prevent, treat any disease. You really need to know why you're using an oil before you use it with a cat. So I'm going to go through methods and talk about a couple of oils, but I'm not really going to be focused on specific products. I'm going to talk about methods because that's how it works with cats. So these are my feline teachers. So these are my kitties. Lucy is the black kitty. She's actually sitting here in my office right now. She's 19, and I attribute that to Young Living. In the middle is Rudy. He's 5 years old, and he hails from St. Croix, where I have a transport program with the St. Croix Animal Shelter up to a cat orphanage in Alexandria, Virginia. He just didn't happen to leave my house when he transported up. And then the other kitty, very sadly, suddenly passed away 7 months ago, but he was probably my greatest teacher when it comes to essential oils, and that's Jacob. He was 12 years old. So you're going to see him a lot in this presentation. So, whoops. Oh, shoot. What happened to my PowerPoint? It kind of looks a little funny. Hold on a quick second. Let me see if I can get that to look better. There we go. That looks better. I want to talk briefly about the emotional lives of cats because I will tell you, and Wayne, I know you agree, cats are discounted. They really are. I don't think people mean to do it. Other people do mean to do it. But cats are very different. They are not like dogs. We know scientifically that every cell of the body of humans and animals biologically store emotions. Fears can actually be passed down to offspring of cats. So when you're dealing with feral cats, that can actually be passed down. And that can include a fear of smells. So we have this hierarchy of how we treat animals, and cats are just not treated well. You go into a pet store, and it is 98% dogs, toys and treats and food and costumes and stuff. 2% is for cats. But yet, we keep going back and forth each year on whether we have more cats or dogs in American homes. But cats are really not treated very well, and they're not very recognized. They pick this up. Cats are incredibly intuitive. When we look at past history of cats, that can actually linger in the present with them. Animals or cats that have been rehomed, who have been abandoned, they've been homeless, they've lost a loved one, whether it's a person or another pet. They've been abused, they've been neglected. It could be as simple as just being transported back and forth, even transported to a vet clinic. It can be stress around them. It can be extreme emotions in the home. I specialize in family violence and how it focuses and how it links to animal abuse. And I really am starting to work on the emotional aspect of those pets with oils. Loud noises can create problems in cats. Chaotic households. When animals are put together, cats are not pack animals. When they're put together, they can have an inner stress that is often not seen, and that inner stress can result in physical issues. Having different sounds and different smells in the house or even in an animal shelter can really impact the emotional lives of cats. If they don't like other animals that they're surrounded by, that'll impact them. If they don't like people in the house, that'll impact them. Cats, they're very intuitive. Electromagnetic frequencies in the home can impact them. Wi-Fi, technology, all of that can impact them. But cats are very intuitive, and they know what's going on, whether they're in a shelter or they're in a home. And they do take on a lot of emotions from their people. People even joke around that, oh, I'm like my cat. Yeah, we are. We really are. So when it comes to the sense of smell, humans have about 5 million olfactory receptor cells. Dogs have, a bloodhound has up to 300 million. Cats have between 45 and 80 million. So that is significantly more than what a human has. So aroma is actually the main communication between a plant and the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. And while we rely more on sight, animals rely on smell, especially cats. So cats are happier in environments where they can be supported by, their biological instinctual habits, which is why my cat Rudy loves it when I bring in sticks and leaves for him to play with. And this is why oils are great, because the plant and the animal kingdom communicate together. What's interesting is with a cat, you don't even need to open up a bottle of oil for them to get the smell of it. Just today, my 19-year-old Black Bombay Lucy, you're going to see the photo. I took a photo of her because she was sleeping with a bottle of Gentle Baby, because I keep it here in my office for her. And she was going through all the signs of having emotional releases, the yawning, the extreme stretching, and the bottle wasn't even opened, and she could smell it. So with cats, a little goes a long way. So let me give you some do's and don'ts, because I'll tell you, this drives me bananas. Don't ever Google essential oils in cats. It's going to freak you out. You're going to see 1 gajillion web pages that say, don't do it. It'll kill your cat. And you know what? Those pages are accurate. They really are, because they're relying on oils and they're relying on studies that they were using oils that weren't safe for cats. So I tell people right at the get-go, don't do it. You got to use Young Living resources when it comes to cats. Another don't is we never, ever force oils on cats. I'm going to show you how to offer oils, but we don't ever force an oil on a cat. What you can do is use Young Living resources, do your own research, be conservative, monitor their response, but we always let the cat choose what they want to use. So a lot of people are nervous about using essential oils for cats. Maybe I was incredibly clueless. I've never been nervous about it. I even know veterinarians in Young Living who are nervous about using oils with cats, and I'm just like, it's no big deal. It's really not a big deal. But why people are nervous is that cats are missing an enzyme in their liver. It's the cytochrome P450 liver metabolism pathway. And this is what helps a cat's liver metabolize to excrete compounds such as medicines and essential oils. So they're missing this. They don't have it like a dog does or like a human does. And this is why people are nervous about oils with cats, because it means oils and medicine can actually build up in a cat's liver. It can slowly build up over time. And this is why I take my cats about every 6 months to have their liver values tested, because my veterinarian, she tries to stay very calm, but I know she's freaking out. And but the liver values are amazing, especially on Lucy, who's 19. It's amazing how good her lab work looks. So I have no nervousness about the oils because I get their liver values tested. But please make sure that your cats get regular vet visits. If you're nervous, have your liver values of your cats tested before you use oils, and then do it again every 6 or 12 months. But the thing about cats is if the oil is strong smelling to you, it's really strong smelling to them. And what are some oils that are like that? Well, these are the ones that everybody is super, super cautious about. And I'm really conservative with them, but I still use them. So it's the oils that are high in phenols. So you may know phenols are responsible for the fragrance of an oil. So these are the oils that are really strong when you smell them. And so with these oils, if you're diffusing them, they're already going out in such a diluted rate that it's not a problem. If you want to topically apply, I use the same dilution rate, whether I use these oils or something really super gentle like Copaiba. I use an 8 or 9 drop ratio of carrier oil to 1 drop of these oils. And I'm going to show you how I apply them. But the thing about these oils in particular is you want to watch for certain signs if the cat is having some sort of overreaction to them. So squinting of the eyes, confusion, like walking around kind of confused and that drunk walk, sleepiness, disorientation, vomiting, even getting violent. And if you see any of that, which I've never seen, and I have oiled up hundreds of cats, if you see any of this, you immediately put the carrier oil on the area where you put this oil. And that slows down the absorption rate. It's like a time release. It slows it down, and then get them to a veterinarian. But here's the thing, use your judgment. You may never ever need these oils. I mean, some of these I will diffuse, but topically, I don't need to apply them to cats. I have alternate ways of how I get oils onto cats. But don't be nervous about using these. So let's talk about different methods of how you can actually introduce oils to cats. And I like to start with the easiest and go to the most extreme. So let's start with the easiest. And for anybody who has cats, you know that they love boxes. So take your Young Living box, which you know smells good. Have you ever stuck your face in the box? Okay, you don't have to admit to that unless you want to. Whoops, sorry about that. You don't have to admit to that unless you want to. But we know that cats love boxes. And so take your box, put it on the floor, and if you've never introduced your cats to oils, this is a great way to start. To see, what are they drawn to? Are they actually going in, or are they running in the opposite direction? So your cat will actually be able to smell the oils that are inside the box. Let's go to the next method. So this is my cat Rudy, and this is how he sleeps. He is face down in his blankie every night. So we need to clean with essential oils. So thieves, line, all the way. So every surface that a cat touches, and you know what cats get into, they get into everything. So cat bedding, you better be using the Thieves laundry detergent, because look at Rudy. I mean, look at him. He is breathing in whatever I washed that fabric with. Clean their dishes with the dish soap. Their litter boxes with the household cleaner. It's really awesome in litter boxes. Your floors. I mean, cats are walking on floors and they excessively groom themselves. They are licking their paws. You need to be using the Thieves household cleaner. Same thing on your countertops. No matter how I try, Rudy lives on the countertops. And when I clean it with the Thieves cleaner, he actually licks the countertops, and I'm not worried about that. If you work or volunteer in a cattery or a cat shelter, use Thieves cleaner there. You can clean cages, cat carriers, use the Thieves cleaner. Furniture and rugs, use the Thieves cleaner. to clean. Windows, you know, cats love to sit in windows. You know, my windows have all of these nose prints all over them. So they're touching their nose to the window. That better be a clean window and using clean products. So it is thieves across the board for cats in particular, because they touch everything. I mean, they rub their faces all over everything. If you're cleaning walls, they rub their faces on everything. And that's going to get into their bloodstream. So this is a real must to do this. What's the next? Oils on you. So essential oil diffuser, not only is it awesome for you, it's awesome for your cat because they're going to smell you coming. This happens when I go and do work in the shelter. They smell me coming. So you can put the oils in a diffuser necklace, or put them on the back of your neck, or put the oils on your heart, and they will smell you coming. So what I do is I really avoid trying to have oils on my hands, because I do come at cats. This is how I introduce myself to cats, is with my hand like this. I do not want to come at them with oily fingers because they're never going to like me. So that's why I wear oils in a diffuser, or on my heart, or on the back of my neck. The oils that I use, I mean, it really depends on what the situation is, but mostly it's going to be Valor, Peace and Calming, or Joy. Those are the oils that I'm going to wear when I'm with a cat. You know, and I do work a lot with abused and neglected cats. Those are my go-tos. Cataromatherapy. All right, so this is your diffuser. So that's my cat Rudy. I got my area diffuser here in my home office, and he sticks his face in it every day. It's a toy for him. He just loves it. But you can diffuse in catteries and shelters, in your home, even in your car. You know, there's great car diffusers. I love the one from Life Science Publishers. It is awesome. It is an awesome diffuser that you plug in. And my favorites for diffusing are Peace and Calming and Harmony. If I need a soothing environment, or I need pets to get along, or people to get along, or pets to get along with people. Trauma Life or Release, if I'm working on emotional issues that need to be let go with a cat. Thieves or RC or Eucalyptus for healthy air. I mean, that's really good for shelters or vet clinics working with cats. And I diffuse citrus oils almost every day. So many people say, don't diffuse citrus oils with cats. All I can say is, the blends that I use have citrus oils. They do. I diffuse Citrus Fresh in my office, or Transformation. Downstairs, it's Christmas Spirit from October until March. That has orange in it. All I can say is my cat's liver values look fine. So I diffuse citrus oils all the time, and I diffuse about 16 hours a day. So the thing is, when you're starting to diffuse with a cat, just start for a couple hours at a time, and then you can work your way up. I mean, I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I got involved in Young Living specifically because of my work with cats. I didn't get involved for me. I got involved for them. And so I started slow, and now it's like a free-for-all. I got diffusers going all the time. But the thing with a cat is you need to give them space to move around. So don't ever lock them in a room with a diffuser. You know, make sure that they can leave if they want to. And you'll notice, based on what you diffuse, if they're hanging around the diffuser, they want that oil. And if they leave, they don't need it. They're good. All right, I want to show you a video. You're probably not going to be able to hear the audio. I'm going to crank my audio if you want to crank yours too. This is a cat at a shelter, and I want you to watch what happens. Oops. Hold on. I did a boo-boo there. Here we go. Okay? You want to smell? You've been very agitated. You've been very agitated. Well, that seems to be working better than the peace and calming. Uh-huh. You're okay. So that was Mr. Business a couple of months ago. He was attacking other cats and people at the shelter. I don't know if you could hear him, but he was making noises that were alien. And valor is what he needed. Because I never know if it's peace and calming or valor. They're two different energies. He needed valor. He needed courage. And you saw it. It did the trick. So when it comes to direct inhalation, here's another cat, and you see me through the cages using valor. I like to let the cat smell from the bottle. Sometimes I'll put it on my hands and I'll like do this and I'll wave my hands in front of them, but sometimes they don't like that. So I start about 2 feet away and I start waving the bottle in front of them and they can smell it. They smell it as soon as I uncap it. Or I set it between me and them on the floor with the cap open. So this is something you can try with your cats. Just open up a bottle and just set it on the floor and see if they go over to it. I like to go halfway, but they got to come the other halfway. So when I'm doing this sort of direct inhalation from a bottle, I like to start with Copaiba because to me, it virtually has no scent to it. And then I work my way up to calming oils. I will use Valor, Trauma, Life, and Release if cats have experienced harm in their past. If they're having adjustment issues, Acceptance is an amazing oil. If they're just having general stress, Acceptance, Valor, Peace, and Calming is amazing. If they're overly sensitive, which cats are, most cats are overly sensitive, highly sensitive, Melissa is your oil. It is amazing. It's worth every penny. So here's Lucy. This one's a little hard to see, but this is how I offer oils to a cat, especially when they're very close to me. So let me show you this. She's sitting in my lap. You can see I already have the bottles open. That's grapefruit. And I just want to see what she likes. She took a really good whiff of grapefruit. Good job, Lucy. That's a citrus oil. Helichrysum. And she's sniffing. I know it's hard to see, but her nose is going back and forth. And she's turning her head away. She is not. No, she's not interested in that one. She's not into Helichrysum. Melissa. And she took a pretty good whiff of Melissa. So you don't stick an oil bottle in their face. You come at it slow and you start moving slowly towards them. And it may take time before you can get that close. But Lucy has been oiled up for 4.5 years. So I can start a little closer. But that's how you get consent. We just don't put oils on cats without their consent. You wouldn't want somebody putting oils on you without your consent, although I can't imagine any of us would not consent. So here's another video. This is my Jacob, who passed 7 months ago. And you want to look to see what they're interested in. This is a great one. This one's easy to see. And I want you to watch his face and his nose and his eyes. See how he's coming? He's meeting me halfway. His nose is going back and forth, so he liked geranium. That's helichrysum. I'm waiting for him to come halfway. And it's too strong. See how he's really squinting? And he's like, I am not coming halfway. And then there's Melissa. And that one was kind of strong for him too. He was not meeting me halfway on that. So that's just another way that you can look for interest. Now, if an oil is really, strong smelling, you can always dilute it first and then have them smell. So one way that, the next way, we're ramping it up, you can put drops of oil on a surface that a cat encounters. So this is the photo that I took today. Lucy sleeping with a gentle baby bottle. So you can put a drop of oil on a blanket, on a cage door, like a carrier if you're taking them to the vet clinic, on a cloth toy, in an air vent, whether it's in your home or in a car. Never on collars. I know people who do that, and I think that is dangerous because of the heightened sense of smell in here. They can't get away from a collar. They can't walk away from it. Lucy could walk away from that bedding if she wanted to. So there's very few things that I'm like adamant about, and I'm adamant that no oils on collars. So let's notch it up a little bit more. Let's go to topical. So on every oil, I don't care what oil it is, I am always doing an 8-to-9 ratio, 8 or 9 drops of a carrier oil to 1 drop of a Young Living oil. And again, have your cat's liver tested if you're concerned. But these are some of the bottles that I use. And this is why you never throw away your used Young Living bottles. You clean them out, and you use them to pre-create blends so that you have them on a moment's notice. So I have Kitty, I call it Kitty LLP, Lavender Lemon Peppermint. We all know what that's for. I have Kitty Frank and Copaiba. I have Kitty Release, Kitty Digest, and Kitty Raindrop. They are all pre-prepared so that in a moment's notice, I can easily pull it out and start to use them. And here's how I apply the oils. Right down the spine. I start halfway down the back and I go to the tail. I really try to stay away from the face. I mean, we know that wherever you put an oil, it's going to absorb all throughout the body. So even if you're trying to get oils, like if there's a problem, or something here on the face that you want the oils to work on, don't put the oils on the face. Just put them down the spine. It's the easiest thing. Because for a cat, the hair follicles absorb the oils like a wick. It just goes in. paws on a cat, all I can say is, if you want to, give it a try. I will never put oils on a cat's paws because it's not necessary. It is absolutely not necessary. Putting it down the spine is the easiest. Sometimes I just have the oils on my hands, and when my cat Rudy runs by, whoop, I get it right down his spine. And again, you don't apply in ears or near the eyes. I keep it completely away from the face because of their heightened sense of smell. Here, let me go back for a second. So what oils do I apply topically? For any sort of skin and fur, if you want their skin and fur to really look awesome, the Animal Sense ointment, which, oh, by the way, has tea tree in it. And, tea tree is one of the oils that's super controversial, not Young Living's. Rudy was using a lot of Animal Sense ointment earlier this year because he lost a big chunk of hair on the back of his neck. Totally safe. And Yvonne, I could be wrong, but isn't that one of the original products that Gary created about 20 years ago?
That is correct.
It's been around a long time. And so if it was problematic for cats, it still wouldn't be around. It's got tea tree in it. Lavender is also good for skin and the fur. Ningxia Red helps from the inside out. You can put digestive oils down the spine. Digize, you can put that down the spine, or copaiba. So those are some of the oils that I use topically. Now, Raindrop. Now, I'm not going to go into the Raindrop technique. I would encourage you to get the Animal Essential Oil Desk Reference and read through that technique. But basically, it's taking the Raindrop oils, it's taking 4 drops of each, you put it in a bottle and fill it with carrier oil. We do not drip each oil down a cat's back. They would never tolerate that, even the most patient cat. So you pre-mix it, you have to dilute it heavily. So this is easily a 95% dilution. And all you do is you take 2 or 3 drops and you can drip it down the spine or just put it on your hand and wipe it down their spine. I like to add in copaiba into the Raindrop technique. And I will tell you that right now I am helping a cat of a lady who's in my oil team. And this cat has, I'm just going to call it spontaneous aggression issues. And the Raindrop is really taking the edge off and just helping her to feel better. So it can be a very powerful technique for cats. When I use Raindrop on cats, just to maintain them, to maintain normal health for them once a week. If you feel you need to do more than that, I just encourage you to get that book and read it. Feline Raindrop technique. This is Jacob again. And Jacob was very tolerant, but they twitch when you drip oils like that. A lot of cats don't like it. But Jacob loved it.
Do you like that, Cheeky?
So it's that simple. It's not complicated. It's pre-mixed. So easy. We're ramping it up because we're going to ingesting oils. Now, what I'm about to say is actually not, it's not approved by Young Living to live this way, but Conduct lets me talk about my experiences. Yes, I have talked to Conduct about this at the Animal Oil Conference, and they gave me the A-OK to talk about my experiences. My cats get Ningxia Red in their wet food every single morning. They get 3 to 4 drops I put it on their wet food, I run a little water over it, and they eat it down. They love it. So you can start small with like a little toothpick and a swish in the food, and you can work your way up. You don't need a lot. Now, when it comes to ingesting, I really avoid putting oils in a cat's drinking water. Cats really need to drink water when they want to, and I don't want an oil to deter them. So you can get oils in them in all the different ways I've talked about. You can get it in this way. If you want to pill a cat with oils, all I can say is good luck. You don't need to. You can put the oils down their back. So ingesting, I like to go with Ningxia Red. And gee, Ningxia Red is packed with citrus oils, but there's enzymes in it that help a cat metabolize the Ningxia Red. So I just love Ningxia Red for ingesting. Now you can also use Copaiba Vitality and put that in their food. You can use Digize. If you can get a little on the inside of their lip, you can put a little bit there. But again, I try to stay away from the face, and I'd rather put Digize down the back. You can even use Paragize in the Animal Sense line. I've used Life 5. Well, it's actually Life 9 now. Life 9, the probiotic, and put that in their food. So I've used this very successfully, and my cats have been drinking Ningxia Red for, I've lost track, 2.5 years. And it freaks out our veterinarian, but all I can say is their lab work looks amazing, which then freaks out the veterinarian because it's contrary to everything that she knows. Don't worry, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her. So let me show you this. The dental treats are really good, and now we have the cat treats. These are the original dental treats, and I know it's not a great photo.
They say on the package that they don't want any pets to just inhale it, and cats are famous for inhaling. They really don't chew very much, so they want them to chew. Now this is going to be challenging for Jacob because he only has about 3 or 4 teeth, but you can see he's chewing. So you don't want the piece to be too small. Alright, he's going for it. Oh, Rudy, are you going to finish it? Rudy's just got to get used to the texture. Oh, you gonna run away with it? Here we go. Rudy's got it. Alright, guys.
So the pet dental chews, the cats love. Now, not all cats may love it, but my cats loved it, and Jacob only had 3 teeth, and he was still able to chew it. So that's another good way to get oils into your cats through ingestion. So let me briefly, because, I'm 7 minutes over. I want to tell you Jacob's journey real quick. When he came to me, he had lost at least 3 homes. This was, 5 or so years ago. He had lost at least 3 homes. When he was returned to the cat orphanage that I was volunteering at in Northern Virginia, this is what he looked like. He was covered in a staph infection and ringworm and so emotionally detached, even though he was the sweetest cat. I successfully used Release, Trauma, Life, and Valor on him. And this is what he looked like afterward. I mean, it really, really helped him. So this is what your cat can look like on Young Living oils. They're very, very beneficial. I never hesitate to use them. So if you want to learn more, I have lots of webinars on my YouTube page, or you can go to my website or my Facebook page or my Instagram page, Manifested Harmony, where I talk a lot about oils for cats and oils for other pets. So anyway, that's it, Yvonne. I got it done in 38 minutes.
You did. I am like stoked. That was wonderful. And now I'm feeling like I have to use more cats because I have not bought copious bottles of Melissa. So now on my Essential Rewards, obviously next month, I need to put a bottle of Melissa. Wayne thanks you.
Yay.
No, the cats.
The cats thank me. So that was wonderful. We do have one question. I don't know if you get the Q&As on your side. Gloria said no. You said no oils in ears, and she's got questions about ear mites. She took in a kitty, and he is lovely, but question ear mites. He is 5 months old. So would you ever do oils in the ears for them, or no? On outside of the ears, maybe?
You can clean out the inside of the ears, and then just whatever you want to use for the ears, just put it down their back. We know that 1 drop of an oil is going to saturate every cell in that body. Just put it down the back. That's all you need. And they're going to be more receptive to that.
Yeah, you are so right. I love all of your cautions because, yeah, cats are so sensitive and they're so small. They don't need a lot. And putting it down their back is just the easiest way for everybody involved.
Yep.
So we got one more question. Joanne asked, can you post links to your webpage and your YouTube channel? Because we got some cat lovers on here who would like to know more, Allie.
Yeah, just for YouTube, just youtube.com/manifestedharmony. And my website is manifestedharmony.com. And Facebook is facebook.com/manifestedharmony. So just go into social media, type in Manifested Harmony, and you'll see that. You'll see that. And the one thing that I encourage everybody is get that animal essential oil desk reference from Life Science Publishers, because when people ask me questions, I refer them to that. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm an animal protection attorney, and I'm not going to diagnose or treat. I'm not going to do that. So get that book. It's going to help you.
Well, you are helping a lot of pet owners protect their animals. So, Allie, this was an amazing presentation. Thank you so much for doing this for the entire team. I know there's going to be questions, and I know they're going to want a follow-up webinar at some point. So I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right, thanks, everybody. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next Tuesday. Take care.